Greetings folks, it is I, Toothache, and we are here once again with a guide for Dynasty Warriors 3. In this guide we're going to pick up the 4th weapon for Lu Xun. In order to do that we need to go to the battle at Ling, obviously with Wu's forces. And we play as Lu Xun, there we go. So, equipment, we're going to go for pretty standard setup there. There's 3rd weapon. 4th weapon I'm going to obtain is the Falcon. Has attack 42, has the steel element, or death element as some people call it. Speed 22, Musou Max 75, defense 43, reach 29. So that's what we're using for now. Weapon setup. I've gone for the Musou armor this time, and that's because there's a bunch of archers which are going to slow me down if I don't. Otherwise, let's begin.
We will end this feud with Xu now. The entire army will follow Lu Jun's lead.
You destroy.
So first things first, you want to go beat up Wei Yan. Because he starts right in front of your location, so he's an easy pickings essentially.
Don't just spread out. Wait for reinforcements.
Dead.
To really start detailing the 4th weapon requirements. In order to do this, you need to keep either Gan Ning or Lu Meng. You need to keep either one of those alive. So, in order to help that along, I'm going to make sure the fire attack succeeds. In order to do that, you need to make sure Wei Yan gets gets to the right side of that fort there. Left side of it, sorry. And he's usually stopped by Zhang Bao and a bunch of troops, so I'm going to go beat these guys up now. Fire attack is not essential for the 4th weapon requirements, but it makes it a hell of a lot easier, and it happens right at the start of the battle, so you may as well get it done. Kill the rest of these troops. Gan Ning usually has enough endurance to stay alive until the fire attack succeeds. And then you can go over and rescue him by defeating Ma Chao, who's over there. And by defeating Wei Yan, you help keep Lu Meng alive. So where's Zhu Ran? There it is. Got pinned down by Wang Zhong of all people. So I can defeat him as well while I'm here. inevitably responds with a Musou attack of his own.
We can't hold them.
And there we are. So the rest of this lot should be easy pickings. If they just don't run away completely. Oi! Get back here.
Don't fall behind.
Alright, so Zhuge should head over to the central fort now, and that will trigger the fire attack. While he's heading in that direction, I want to just take on the few enemies that are around that area, just to make sure he doesn't get caught up with them. And then when the fire attack succeeds, we'll go over and rescue Gan Ning. It took me a second to remember the guy's name. It's Gan Ning with the bells. Got it memorized! So, had an actual moment there for some reason. And this guy could be a little annoying, Guan Jing. He's part of Liu Bei's forces, so unless you remove him, he'll hang around the battle. And now Lu Meng's in trouble. But not so much anymore, because the fire attack will help with the morale of all our units, and will lower the Shu units as well. Making use of all the War God's axes that drop.
They look strong.
Makes things a little easier. And there's Hung Quan as well, so we may as well defeat him. He's another general. Been rather annoying, he regains his health twice now. That defense increases only a little bit annoying, so there we go, he's down, so there's one less general to worry about. So all that's left, really, for this side is Zhao Yun and Ma Chao. I may as well try and find Zhao Yun because I'm right here. Ma Chao should stay alive a little longer. So where's Zhao Yun?
Watch my spear and learn.
Those will happen sooner or later. Really? Getting knocked about all over the place. And despite the fire attack, Zhao Yun still has very high morale, so it is worth it to take him out. And there we go. So yeah, despite all that, all the generals go down very quickly. So all that's left for this area is to go over and to knock down the Macho Man. He's not Randy, but he is savage. Macho Man. I'm going to be the Macho Man. Yeah. Couldn't resist a little bit of singing there. But yeah, Gan Ning has enough endurance to stay alive by the time you get there, so Ma Chao does have 2 sub-officers, so they can get in the way, can be a little annoying.
Justice is with us.
And they all start on horses as well. So he's almost down already after that Musou attack. I unblocked a little early there. I'll let myself get hit so I can get Musou back. And he's down. So now now Gan Ning should be fine. He'll clear up the last of the troops and gain morale that way. And then he'll be able to join the rest of the forces as we head towards the Stone Sentinel maze. So yeah, I haven't really talked about the 4th weapon requirements. In this, I have to keep Gan Ning or Lu Meng alive. And once I've done that, I have to make my way through the Stone Sentinel maze. And once I make my way through and come out the other side, I have to beat Zhuge Liang. And that's that. And then the 4th weapon will appear back in the Stone Sentinel maze. Chinese wine. Just a little bit of a luxury. So since all that's left is a few troops out there, and Zhuge Liang sub-officer over on the far west side. So we get a few troops blocking the way. These are all part of Liu Bei's forces, and there are 2 sub-officers as well. Lei Tong and later on Wu Lan. Not Mu Lan. Yes, you rescue China in your own way.
Aren't we too far ahead?
I'm getting knocked about a bit here. As you can see, even on a high difficulty stage like this, Lu Xun's weapons can really rip through enemies with his Musou attack.
Splendid.
So yeah, I am going to take my time clearing out the enemies here. But I think if I don't do that, then my troops will have a tough time getting through. Do you mind? One of the annoying things about this section is that you don't get to see the minimap.
What? Not again. We are back where we started.
And as that cutscene implies, things can get a little confusing if you don't know where you're going. But the real simplicity of the Stone Sentinel maze is there are only sort of 9 blocks, and they're laid out in such a way that as long as you follow the far western wall, then you are going to make it through. If you're coming in from this direction, obviously the eastern wall if you're going through the other side. In case you don't know, the dim sum is located here. Musou wine is also located in the further into the Stone Sentinel maze. And there are a few pots if you find yourself low on health That'll help you regain. All these archers around and crossbows, they won't help. Another good reason for taking out all the enemies here is that the morale of Liu Bei will start going down. So it makes him easier to defeat once you actually get there. But for now, I'm just gonna make my way forward. Take out these few crossbows. Keep my health up. And for the last part of the game, I'm going to need a little bit of health, so I'm happy to sort of go out of my way for it. Oh well. Arrows aren't necessary. Not going to use them for much. Trying to show off now. Beat this guy up and I get some health back. Yeah, if you find yourself low on health and you're surrounded by a lot of troops, you'll probably find there's 1 or 2 guard captains within them. So if you defeat those, you'll get some health back, which is nice. And here's the Musou Max location, if you don't know where that is. Not really going out of my way for these things, but just because it's right there, may as well show you. That's if you didn't know, but it's one of the easy ones to find, I think. You're not the one to save China, Wulan. Attacking there, it didn't hit anyone except at the end. The rest of my troops should be catching up now. I'm going to make sure I knock Liu Bei's morale down once more, and then I'm going to make my way to the gate near where Zhuge Liang is located. There we go. I'm going to grab my horse. And get through here.
We got away. Mr. Zhuge Liang is good. That was a strange trap.
If you want to be a little cheesy, you can come in from the other end. So you can basically enter through that entrance or exit that I just passed through, and then turn around and go straight back, and that will also trigger the cutscene there. That will also count towards the 4th weapon requirements. That's if you want to go through the Ma Chao gate.
I already know what this outcome will be.
You open the Ma Chao gate by defeating Wei Yan, who's part of Wang Zhong's forces, which is why it opened when they defeated Wang Zhong. So this part can be a little tricky because there's a lot of crossbows around. I'm going to defeat the gate captain just to stop the flow of enemies coming through. And then try and clear out what archers I can and crossbows I can. And that's why I put the Musou armor on, just so I can make use of Lu Xun's impressive walking speed. Because I think he's one of the faster characters in terms of not only attack speed, but just for getting around as well. And if you want to make things a little easier on yourself, just spam Musou attacks as much as you can. Make use of that invincibility to keep your health up, because otherwise you'll just get feathered. and turn into a porcupine. And obviously that's not good for health. So we're thinning the herd now, there's not much left. And once cleared out this area, I'm going to go ahead and defeat Zhuge Liang. And that will reveal the 4th weapon to me. What's left? Just the troops near the gate.
We can't hold them.
May as well rid them while I've still got the War God's active effect.
I didn't know you were.
And there's a couple of archers in this tower here. But if you knock them down, speaking of knocking things down, here's Zhuge Liang, so knock him off his horse. Watch out for his Musou attack, that can be a bit of a killer. But he should go down with very little problem. In theory, anyway. In practice, not always as easy as you think. And there we go. I'm going to make sure you're the one that defeats him and not anyone else. As is the case with most weapon requirements. So I'm going to find my horse again. There it is. And make my way back to the Stone Sentinel maze and pick up the 4th weapon, which will appear there, and then we'll go and defeat Lu Meng and end the stage. So as you can see, it appears there in that top right corner. So yeah, this stage can be fairly tricky. The real tricky part is keeping either Lu Meng or Gan Ning alive. Lu Meng's the harder of the two because he starts in the centre of the battle. And he can be sandwiched very easily by the troops coming in and by the few generals that are around there. Wei Yan, Zhou Yun, sorry. Possibly Hung Quan. So we picked up the weapon, and then we'll head back. And all that's left is to defeat Lu Meng. So yeah, I did warn you that some of these weapons would get tricky, and yeah, this has not been too bad in comparison. Like I say, you have to know which sort of direction to go to. You can go for Gan Ning straight away, and that will guarantee he stays alive, but he's actually got enough endurance to sort of last.
I am Lu Meng, descendant.
So you can ignore him for a bit and try and keep Lu Meng alive a little longer, and start clearing out enemy generals while you can. And also get the fire attack going, that really makes the difference. You also need to possibly get a little bit lucky. There's always the chance that the generals there don't defeat the sub-generals that you saw happening at the start. I noticed a couple went down very quickly. And obviously that affects enemy morale.
Aren't we too far ahead?
So yeah, I'm starting to get beaten up a little here, but thankfully there's a pot nearby and that actually has full health. So just bear that in mind if Liu Bei starts getting trouble, and he can be troublesome, especially with his Musou attack, which can be very brutal if it catches you with most of it, or all of it. Ma Chao get caught there, that's not good. Whoops. So let's just chip away at his health. Obviously, being a commander, he's going to be a little tougher and more annoying to take down, but never possible. Make use of those Musou attacks, and job's a good one. There we go.
I'm sorry to say, but I must break our oath.
So yeah, the fourth weapon requirements are a little tougher than all of the ones I've done so far, but it's still manageable. It's not going to really make you tear heroes or anything. As long as you go basically directly for the generals, then it's all good. That's going to be better. Doesn't really matter, but that's better. Load of stuff I don't need. Typical. But yeah, that's the end of that. 22 minutes. Yeah, that's the longest one I've done so far. But thanks very much for watching, folks. I will see you in the next video. Take care.